Yeah. Excellent. Welcome. So my name is Chris O'Grady. I am one of the counsellors here at Flinders Uni, and I have the pleasure as well of running wellbeing programs here at Oasis. So this is Oasis, the Student Wellbeing Centre, where you are. Has anyone been here before? Some of you may have been on a tour, but yeah. Would you mind closing that door, please?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. Hopefully, yeah. Grab a seat. So I'm going to tell you a bit about Oasis and what we do here. If you have any questions, just yell out. You will have to use the mic though, so the people who are watching and listening to the recording can hear you. But before we go any further, I'd just like to acknowledge the Kaurna people and thank them for their custodianship of this beautiful land that we get to study on and work on and be here today. And this is quite a beautiful room to be in. This is where we do a lot of our wellbeing programs, but we're pretty blessed to have this lovely view of the forest here, where nature comes into the room, which is wonderful. So these are the three main pillars of Oasis. You chose a good university to come to because it's the only university in Australia that has a bricks and mortar wellbeing centre like this, that you can come and meet new students and join programs. We are all about community. This is a community drop-in centre, so you can come here. It's open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday to Friday. We've got free tea and coffee in the kitchen over here. We've got a stove and an oven, the only place on campus where you'll find those. So a lot of students do come and they just cook food from scratch. So if you feel like doing some baking one afternoon, that's really going to make you feel good, you're most welcome to do that. You do have to share though. That's the rule. We have a chaplain on site here, Dave, his name is, and so he is there to have one-on-one discussions. He runs other programs as well, but he can provide support if you'd like someone to chat to. Doesn't necessarily have to be faith-based, but he's a wonderful guy. I can chat to you about anything and everything. I'll come to some other programs he runs, and of course our focus is also on mental and physical well-being. So we have staff here. I'm in the office just across here. That's where my office is. So I do counselling 3 days a week. Our counselling team is situated in the building next to the gym. It's called the Student Centre. So they're all over there, but I'm here. I'm lucky enough to be based here. And we've got two other staff, Jamie and Magnolia, who coordinate the centre here. So you'll meet them if you're around. We have prayer rooms that are just through this door here. So they are available after hours as well. You just need to get access to that if you want after hours to the prayer rooms. And all of these spaces are actually bookable. So if you're part of a student club or if you're just wanting to book the space, you can do that. You just need to email us and there's a booking process. So if you wanted to use this room, for example, for an activity, we've got this beautiful grand piano over here. Does anyone here play the piano? Yeah? Okay. Well, you've got a grand piano to practice on, which is pretty cool. We've got a couple of guitars out here as well. So yeah, I was so happy today. A new student came in here and was playing a medley of Billy Joel and the Beatles. So we made friends instantly. And if you're learning, that's okay too. You don't have to be Mozart to play the piano. So this gives you a little snapshot of what we're all about. There's a lot going on here. It's a lot of students will use this and they tend to call Oasis their home away from home, especially for international students, but we have plenty of local students as well that are using the space. I'm going to take you through everything that we do here so you can get a good idea. One of the main, I think, focuses for Oasis is this idea of community and making friends. And the research is really clear around success at uni, and having some mates around is really helpful. And people who have those connections and friends tend to do better at uni. And we know that loneliness is a huge thing as well. in society these days. So we have Flinders Mates, this program here on the left. That's happening every Tuesday at 12. Feel free to grab a seat. Every Tuesday at 12, just in the lounge area here. That's a program that's actually facilitated by students. So students will be running that. And it's just a chance for people to get to know each other, discuss different topics. There's a seat down here too, if you'd like a chair. And conversation groups, they are facilitated by our chaplain, Dave, every Wednesday and Friday at 1 o'clock. So it's very casual, just a chance to meet new people in the corner in the lounge area over there. So our chaplain, Dave, he does a couple of other programs as well. So we've got midday meditation every Wednesday and Friday in this room here at 12 p.m. If you can't make that, there is an online option which I'll talk about shortly. He also runs forest walks occasionally. So a chance to have a little wander through this beautiful forest through here. Has anyone been through here before? It is really beautiful. It's a great place to come. A little secret hidden treasure in there. Look out for the snakes though. Just walk very heavily so you scare the snakes. But it's a really nice place to go and get some quiet time and refresh. So they're happening on those dates there. I think it's fair to say our most popular activity that we run is the Flinders Community Market. So that happens every Thursday from 11 till 1 in this room. And this is a chance to pick up some free fruit and vegetables and bread and some really cheap pantry items as well. So for example, you can pick up a large bag of rice for like $1. It's really, really cheap. So a good opportunity to pick up some cheap groceries, because we know the cost of living is an issue, and yeah, we want to do what we can to look after you. Throughout winter, well, autumn till sort of spring, we have winter warmers. So every Wednesday, 12 to 1, we've got free soup made by student volunteers. And they've got some good recipes. It's usually pretty tasty soup. So if you're interested in wellbeing, if you're interested in psychology and you'd like to get some volunteer hours under your belt, or you'd like to contribute in some way here at the uni, then here are a couple of opportunities for you. So firstly, we've got the Wellbeing Ambassador Program. This has been going for many years now. It's a recruitment process, so you do actually have to have an interview. It's a group interview. Around every March, April, if you keep an eye on our social media, we will put something out and people are invited to apply. And essentially your role would be to give advice to Oasis as well as the Health Counselling and Disability Service about how we can improve our services for students, but also to be the face of our services as well. So we've got at O-Week stall right now, we've got wellbeing ambassadors there who've been doing this for 9 months or so, and are down there talking to students. So getting involved in events, and there's also the opportunity to develop your own projects as well, if you have the time and energy. So that's really exciting. And then we are really keen to have student volunteers for all of our usual programs that we have here as well. So the market, we have student volunteers. If you're interested in facilitating a conversation group, Flinders Mates would be the one. And if you love cooking, you don't have to be good at it, but if you're willing to make some soup on a Wednesday, we've got winter warmers as well. So great thing to put on your resume, and it's a great community to be involved in if you want to make some new friends and just be involved in a great place. So if there's QR codes and all that sort of bizzo, you can always just Google this stuff, or just come down and have a chat with us anytime. So I spoke about that. That's Dave with his chaplaincy service. A few years ago, our Wellbeing ambassadors, they were given $60,000 or $70,000 to come up with a wellbeing project. This was during the pandemic. And they created this Good Vibes experiment. So you'll see some of the Good Vibes experiment activity books around Oasis. There's a few scattered around, so please feel free to grab one of those. I think you had one right there, do you? Is that one here? You got one? Do you want to hold that up, please? Yeah, that's one of the books. Grab one of those. It's got some great little, thank you, some great tips on staying good, staying well. Any questions so far? No? Okay, I'll tell you a bit about health counselling and disability services. So this is the building here. It's the southern entrance of the student centre. There's an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander flag here, and you go up to level 3. Disability services are located in a different place now, not far from there. So we have GPs that are fully bulk billed. This is quite good because there's not many of those around these days, unfortunately. So it can be quite busy. It can be a 1 or 2 week wait to get in to see a GP, but they provide all the same services that any GP surgery would in the community. So there's a whole list of the various services they provide. We have a nurse as well. They can do telehealth appointments once you've seen them in person. Unless you're a remote student, there might be room to negotiate around having an appointment telehealth straight off the bat. And then we've got our counselling team. So I am one of the counsellors, and we are here to support you with really any issue whatsoever that might be getting in your way of studying. It could be academic, it could be personal, it could be struggling with a relationship. Come on through if you want to. It could be academic, there could be sort of stuff around time management. Does anyone here procrastinate? Yeah, oh, you don't. What's your secret? Procrastination. No, it's okay. Procrastination is putting something off because it's too hard and then doing something else like scrolling your phone. Oh, you do that? No. So some people have a lot of trouble with that and time management and anxiety, stress, all these things. So yes, we are here to support you with all of those things. This is not an exhaustive list. It could be anything at all. If you're not sure, you just make a time and have a chat with us. We don't do long-term psychotherapy. It's more of a short-term counselling service. So we offer up to 6 sessions per issue during your degree. Yes? Per issue? Yeah, so say if you come, someone's feeling a little bit down, and they come and see a counsellor and we work through some stuff to have 3 or 4 sessions, and then later that year or the next year it might come back or there might be another issue, then we can start from zero again. Yeah. But if we have a conversation with a student and it kind of feels like they might need more longer term, more intensive support, we might have a discussion about referring to an external psychologist, for example. But we do have psychologists here as well, who are bulk billed. That's one other option as well. Yeah.
Do you guys do like diagnoses for mental disorders and that sort of thing?
We don't do that here. No, we wouldn't diagnose anyone here because it's very much short-term counselling. That would be more GP or psychologists. Yeah.
But you get a referral for diagnosis from a GP?
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't really need a referral. You could just go and see a GP. But we could let the GP know, for example. If you were seeing a GP here, we could send them a note. Yeah. So we do try and work together as much as possible. Yeah. So yes, we're open 9 to 5. We do telehealth appointments, so we do Zoom over Teams, so online appointments with students and telephone if that's... We don't really like doing telephone appointments. It's always nice to at least see someone, whether it's on a screen or face to face. that is more preferable. And we have counsellors in the city campus as well, and down at Sturt, and in the Northern Territory as well. And it's totally private and confidential, so you can be rest assured that any information that you share with the counsellor remains private. Of course, there's caveats to that if there's major risk issues, but beyond that, it is all confidential. Any questions about that? Yeah.
What's the wait time like for a counselling appointment?
You can get an appointment tomorrow.
Really?
At this stage, yes. At this stage.
Yeah.
It is a popular service, and usually if we get into sort of week 3, 4, 5, it might be a week or 2. Yeah. Just depends on demand. Yeah. Any other questions? And of course, we know that. Oh, sorry. I'll just talk about how to make an appointment. So you can either call. Our number is at the bottom there. The easiest way, I think, though, is just. I'll give you a little tip here as well. Like, don't use the search function on the Flinders website. It's a bit useless. Has anyone tried that? Yeah? Not the greatest experience. So just Google Flinders Counselling. You'll come up to the page, and there's a yellow box on the right-hand side that will say New Client Form. If you click on that, it'll take you to a very short form that you can complete, and one of our intake team will call you within 1 to 2 days and have a pretty brief chat with you about what's happening for you and book you in to see a counsellor. Of course, you can always call, if it's an emergency, just call us. You can always walk in as well. So we're always here to support regardless. And what I was going to say is that issues don't always neatly happen between 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, which is why we have our after-hours counselling service as well. So there's some cards out at the reception area you can grab on your way out, which has all of these numbers. So this number is, you can either call or you can text, and this is available after hours, so between 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. During the week, weekends, and then public holidays as well. So feel free to give that a call if you need to, or if you have a friend who's a bit distressed and you'd like to get some advice or you'd like to debrief about an issue, please don't hesitate to contact our crisis line. So we have our disability service as well. They're quite close to the counselling building. It's a bit hard to explain, but yeah, if you, again, Google that, you'll find out where it is. So we have disability advisors. Their role is to provide advice on how you can get support for your particular disability. And that could be physical, it could be mental health. It could be something along the lines of neurodivergence like ADHD, autism, or it could be, as I said, a physical disability. And what they can do is they can put together what's called an access plan, which is a document that, it doesn't outline what the disability is, but it's a document that you can give to your academics, and it will outline some academic accommodations that you'd be eligible for. So for example, it could be, if there's some sensory issues, for example, it might be that you're allowed to do your exam in a different room and have 20 minutes extra per hour. That's just an example. So the idea being that you can have a document that doesn't outline what the disability is, so the academics don't know what it is. You keep that confidential, but it's giving them an outline of what has been verified and what accommodations you might be eligible for. Does that make sense? Yeah, any questions about that? Yeah.
Are any of those people here right now?
They're not here, no, but the best way to contact them would be via email. I'm pretty sure it's disability@flinders.edu.au, and they can make a time to meet with you. Yeah. Yeah, any other questions about that? Nope. Okay, now we also have a student equal opportunity advisor. Now it's a pretty safe, very safe place here, Flinders University, and these things are quite rare, but the university does take this really seriously. Things like sexual harassment, discrimination, bullying. We have very strong policies around this, and so if you feel like that could be happening to you, then there is the opportunity to have a confidential discussion with someone about what your rights are and what you can do about it. Do some problem solving around how you can manage that situation. Of course, you can see a counsellor as well, but there is someone that's dedicated around equal opportunity issues as well. So we have a fellow called Dr. Gareth Ferber. He's our mental health project officer, and he puts together a newsletter every week. It's going to be called the Better You newsletter, or it is called the Better You newsletter. You might have seen this branding around, and this is sort of our overall branding for wellbeing for the university. And there's a Better You website which I'd recommend that you go and have a look at. And it's where you can find out every single service that's available when it comes to your health and wellbeing. But yes, you can sign up for the newsletter that comes out once a week. It's very entertaining and very informative, so I really would recommend you jump on that. And it has lots of information about all the programs that we're running as well. Okay, how are we going for time? Doing pretty well. So I just want to tell you about a few programs that I run here at Oasis. This is one of them, Mindfulness for Academic Success. This is a 5-week program. It's 1 hour per week. It's open to all students, and it will be starting, I think it's Tuesday the 18th of March. If someone's got their calendar, they can tell me if that's a Tuesday. It's going to be 9:30 to 10:30 in this room. If that's something that you're interested in, it is, thank you. Essentially, it is a program that is about developing our sense of present moment focus to help with things like stress, time management, procrastination, and it's very interactive and it's very experiential. So we normally have about 10 to 15 students, and we practice different mindfulness strategies and some meditation as well. There's a bit of homework, and students seem to really enjoy it. So if that's something that you think you might be interested in, then there's flyers out here. I've got some here as well. I'll just hand those around. And at 1:40 today, I'll be running a session about that program.
Oh, actually, we're going to cover it then.
Yeah. Yes, right. Yeah, for 5 weeks, it'll be 9:30 to 10:30 in this room. Yeah, I'll be running other ones during the year as well. I think I ran about 7 last year, so there'll be more opportunities if you can't make that one.
Will it be online?
I'll do an online one at some point too this year. This one won't be. It'll be in person only. Yeah. Speaking of online, so excuse that picture of myself there, but this is new. People have been saying they want more online things, so every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Online, I'll be running this. Running this online mindfulness meditation session. So you'll go for about 10 to 15 minutes every Tuesday. So this will be open to staff and students. We haven't done this before, but hoping that we can... Oh, what happened there? Hopefully we can get a nice little bunch of people that are willing to and wanting to take a little break from life and just reground themselves. Yeah.
Is that recorded?
That will not be recorded. However, I'm going to do a recording and put it up on the page so that people can access that when they want to.
because I know that I've got a class then, and it'd be really good to be able to do it at
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
You know, I've just come home from travelling 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. So yeah, it's nice to have something on demand, isn't it? And so it's nice to do it together as a group, but also to have that option too. So it's quite new, so maybe I'll record one of them and I'll put it up. Yeah. And every Wednesday at 2:00 we have life hacks, and I've got the dates. Oh, actually the dates are online, but here's a little pamphlet if you'd like to take one of those. So 2:00, actually it won't be in this room, it'll be in the lounge area. So this is a bit more of an informal chat about some of these kind of topics. If any of these resonate with you, you think you'd like to get some new strategies around some of these things, then please come along. It's a bit more of an informal chat where we all just share what works for us at the moment, what strategies we might be using. So I'll be running a session on this afternoon at 2:10 on getting off to a good start at uni in this room, so you're welcome to join me then or tomorrow afternoon as well. Funnily enough, last year the most popular session was this one here, creating the relationships you want. A lot of people wanted to know how do they deal with romantic relationships. It was packed, so that will be a good one. It wasn't just talking about romantic relationships though, it was also family, because that can be the hardest too, can't it? So myself and Christine from the Disability Service, we have this ADHD support program. It's a 12-week program. It's a closed group for, we take about 13 to 14 people. And that's for those people who have a diagnosis or who have a professional that believes they've got ADHD. They don't necessarily have a diagnosis, but it's, I guess, in that professional's opinion, that person is very likely to have ADHD. So more information on pamphlets out there, out the front. We also have some online programs as well that my colleague Gareth runs, the Be Well plan and Studyology. Studyology is very much focused on procrastination. The Be Well plan is a 4-week program where you slowly work through developing your very own wellbeing plan, which is quite cool. And myself and another colleague, we run mental health first aid. Has anyone ever done that before? Yeah. So it's a 2-day course where we teach you how to have a mental health first aid conversation. A bit like physical first aid, but how to support someone who might be struggling with a mental health issue. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, excellent. It's quite good, and actually this year we're actually offering a blended option as well, where you get to do some learning online and then come in person for only one afternoon instead of 2 full days. So you can have the choice. Yeah.
When is that?
That is all over the place. We're offering maybe I think about at least 8 or 9 sessions this year, courses this year.
Because I was a mental health first aider.
Yeah.
So my certificate is actually just run out.
Oh, perfect timing. There'll be one in April, I know that. Some will be in semester, I'll be running them out of semester time, just for those people who prefer to do it during the breaks. Yeah. Okay, so that is it for this little info session. I like this little word cloud here. It gives you a nice idea of, this came from our survey last year of student feedback about what they think about this little place that we have that we call home. So, before we wrap up, do we have any questions?
Just with that mental health first aid, how do you see this?
Google is your best friend. Don't use the Flinders search, just Google it, yeah. And you'll find it. Yeah, Flinders Mental Health First Aid for students. And there's a page. Yes, you can register right now, so jump on. It's very, very popular, so if you're keen to do it, yeah, register as soon as you can. Yes?
Sorry, what was the mental health plan?